that's right, we're back with another ECPE booster, and already we're on booster number 5. Okay, so let's have a look at the words we're doing today. To swerve. Well, we kind of do this when we're driving. When you're swerving, you're driving along, maybe a dog comes out in front of you. You're doing something like this. Okay, so you're avoiding something. As you can see here, well, it's kind of hard to know what's happening in that picture, but it looks like the motorbike is swerving out of the way of the car because he is just driving in the middle of the road for some reason. So to swerve, suddenly change direction. The dog swerved. The dog swerved? No, the dog doesn't swerve. The car swerved to avoid the dog. More likely. To revoke. So if you're revoking something, you're usually taking something away. So if you call this parking, I'm pretty sure the police are going to revoke your license. Or if they catch you drink driving or speeding time after time, they will revoke your license. They can even, if you're very, very naughty, they can revoke your passport, which pretty much means you can't leave the country. Take away, or another really sexy word, rescind. Ooh. He had his driving license revoked for driving recklessly. In other words, oh yeah, driving like an absolute maniac. To protrude. All you gotta think here is gangster style, pretty much. So if you think of the classic gangster, they often have their guns sticking out of their trousers so that you can see them, or especially the handle of the gun, as you can see here. Well, this is kind of weird, he's got some kind of freaky pocket going on, but anyway, the gun is protruding from his trousers, sticking out. There we go. To dissolve. Now, especially in ECPE, they kind of love words like this: dissolve, insoluble, impermeable, with water passing through something. They love them. You'll see them all the time. So to dissolve just means when you put it in water, it disappears. So another way of saying this is soluble. Like salt or sugar is soluble in water. Insoluble, like a plastic pen. In fact, we're going to talk about this a bit later on as well. It does not dissolve. Sugar will dissolve in water, and he decided to dissolve their business partnership. So you see, that's a metaphorical use there. In other words, he doesn't want to do business with that person anymore. That's the end of it. So, good words. Alright, insoluble, like I spoke about a minute ago, pretty much means it won't dissolve in water. Like if you're not very bright and you do this to your phone, unless of course you've got one of the snazzy new phones which cost like $500 and it's waterproof, bomb-proof, fireproof, bulletproof, insoluble means that if you put it in water, it's not going to dissolve, it's going to stay there. Not going to dissolve. Plastic is insoluble. It isn't affected by water. To embellish on. Ooh, what a nice word. So, as you can see here, there's maybe an ancient text, and it has been embellished by adding some beautiful pictures or diagrams to it. And this is one of the meanings for embellish. To enhance something. Or we can use it, as you'll see in a minute, about giving extra information, more details. His book was embellished by some very original artwork. That's enhanced, improved. Or can you embellish on what was said at the meeting? In other words, you want more information. To consent to. If you're consenting to it, or you need your parents' consent, you need their permission pretty much to do something. So maybe you did not consent to someone drawing on your car, but hey, if they're drawing like that, just check that picture out just for a second. That is absolutely amazing. What a crime. But I'm sure the person didn't consent to it, but it's that good, who cares? So consent to, agree, and to give your permission. I did not consent to this. I didn't agree to it. You need your parents' consent to go on this trip. To dispel. So anybody who maybe plays LOL or is a fantasy guy who plays lots of, Magic the Gathering or anything like this, you'll probably know this word dispel. It's a lot of the time associated with magic. So it says to disprove or drive away. So you could dispel the fog or the mist. In other words, make it dissipate or disappear. This should dispel any rumors that you may have heard. And in this case, it's being used as disprove. Yeah, so to dispel. Great word. Okay, to be evicted from. This is not a good word. And if it happens to you, you will not be very happy, that's for sure. Because pretty much your landlord, the person who owns your house, is evicting you, kicking you out of where you live. You may have heard this for those people who watch Big Brother. If you are evicted from the Big Brother house, bye-bye, time to go. Kicked out, forced to leave. My landlord evicted me for the flat for not paying the rent. Well, that's kind of fair enough. That's your own fault, really, isn't it? He was evicted from the Big Brother house. To be stranded. Well, this is never really a good thing. However, if you are stranded on an island like this, I would like to be stranded there for like maybe a week. As long as I had water, my mobile phone, a supply of crisps, and maybe some pizzas, things like that. Oh, and my fishing tackle. So, let's have a look. To be stranded, stuck or marooned. Yeah, so you are somewhere and there's no way out. It could happen to you at an airport. Maybe you missed the last flight and you are stranded there for the rest of the night. There's nowhere else for you to go. You can't get another plane. Here, like Jack Sparrow was marooned on an island and he escaped by weaving the hair of sea turtles together. I don't know, my Pirates of the Caribbean knowledge is pretty limited, but that's what I remember. They marooned him on an island with lots of alcohol. Okay, anyway, stranded. So, I hope this video has been useful. You'll see these words for sure in your ECPE. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.